Hey everyone, welcome back to the weekly wrap with 414 Real Estate. Today, Martin and myself are actually flying solo as Aaron, our photographer, is actually on leave for a week. When you are listening as, look at this, mate. We've actually gone ahead and done it even without your skill set.
That's right, Aaron. We can do this.
Yeah, so like we said, it's me and Marty today. You've just heard Marty's voice. Myself, Patrick Berry, we're here to give you a quick rundown of what's happened over the last 7 days here at 414 Real Estate. Look, it hasn't been the most crazy busy week we've ever had, but we've still kicked some pretty good deals. So what's happened with your week this week, Marty?
Yeah, same, Pat. Yeah, it's slowed down a little bit for me this week. But, yeah, no, still kept fairly busy. Just with, I guess everyone will know in the industry that you have these weeks every now and again where you end up, you're chasing up your contracts and keeping them moving forward and that sort of thing. So, yeah, had a week of that. Got a couple of the properties that I'd recently had contracts on, got them to go unconditional, which is fantastic.
I think just don't want to butt in on you just there.
You're right.
But I think the average purchaser probably doesn't realise when obviously we sign a property up and we get it sold with the vendor and the purchaser, a lot of people think that our job just stops there, but that's not really the case, is it, Marty?
No, we're talking to finance brokers, we're talking to solicitors, both purchasers and vendors all the time.
Building inspectors. So
of course,
there's a lot of additional appointments that happen at the property with us and other people involved in the process to ensure that that purchaser can get to their end goal.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah, we're like the glue in between the purchaser and the property owner, and we just keep
So for what people might not understand as well is that sometimes when you have a really busy couple of weeks, all of a sudden you just get a week where you get bombarded with non-dollar productive appointments where you've got to go do inspections, you've got to do building inspections, you've got to do finance ones, and that's the type of week you've had this week, isn't it, Marty?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. But it's been great. And at the end of the day, here we are on Friday, and we've got a couple of those contracts to go unconditional. So I love putting a sold sticker on the sign. I must admit, this week was especially good fun because we had a couple of quite large billboards in one of the streets.
Oh, there's a particular street, and I think we had the smallest sign.
We had the smallest sign, I'm lucky I don't have sign envy, but we were the first ones to put a sold sticker on there. The other two, they're still out there, still.
So it's not all about size.
It's not. It's not all about size. It's all about the quality. That's exactly right. Yeah. So that was quite good. Got a lot of enjoyment out of that.
I reckon you would.
It's fun. And so I just got the news on one last night and then had a look at my emails just this morning, and it's been followed up by the solicitors too, so I can go and put another sold sticker on.
Well, that'll be a good activity to do today, Marty, and a nice little social media post for later today.
Yes, now that we've got those little things going that we just recently did this week. So
so from my perspective, I guess this week it's been a little bit of a different one as well. I'm happy to report that we did get another one out of Bridgewater sold this week, which was good.
Cool.
One in Eddington Street, 7 days on market, 2 competing offers, really good result for the owners. They were over the moon with excitement. So it's good to see that Bridgewater is still ticking over nicely, especially since we've had a lot out there in recent times. In addition to that, I have actually spent a bit more time working with our property management department this week. Been lucky actually picking up 4 new rentals, which is great.
And those girls have been going. They've been great guns, haven't they? They've been really, really busy.
There's one rental that we're picking up, Marty, $650 a week it's going to go on the market at.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what, I pushed pretty hard for the owner just to sell it because it is such a nice house.
Yeah, okay, yes. Yeah, nice.
But, Adam, if you're listening, I'd love to sell the house later, mate, but also appreciate the work from the rental side of things, so it's all good, mate.
And no doubt, Pat, you will keep in contact with that property owner. And
past client that I've known for many years, sold 2 houses for him in the past. I know when the decision comes, we'll get the job. But
that's the go.
It's a very impressive place, and it's one that's going to be perfect for really large families out there.
Yeah, nice. What area?
Rosetta, actually.
Okay, it's a popular area.
And I did not believe that properties rented for that sort of money, but when we did our RP data research, there's actually 6 properties in the last 6 months rented in Rosetta and Berridale for between $600 and $650. So
there you go.
And 3 of them, not a patch on what this place is. This is just a very nice, well-presented home.
Family home.
Yeah, so
with views?
I think it does have a bit of views back down towards water. Yeah, they are there. It's just not as commanding as some of the other Rosetta properties, but
I was going to say, I wonder if Mona has an influence on Rosetta and Berridale being such a popular area these days.
Potentially, I'm not really sure. Rosetta's always been popular. It's always had one of the longer lifespans, so for anyone listening, we sort of look at what we call property lifespans, where there's been this old saying that most people hold on to a home for an average of 7 years. That varies from suburb to suburb. Rosetta's always sat at about 12 or 13 years for the average hold, so it's always had a longer lifespan, so there is something appealing about the area.
It's a nice area, yeah. Yeah, true.
In addition to that, we have been talking to a few finance brokers as well this week, just about different projects. I think you were talking to a broker this week, Marty.
Yeah, I was talking to one last night, yeah.
Indicating that he's finding it still a little bit tough.
He was saying that some of the banks are still still a bit tough on lenders there. So
which is interesting because I had a personal meeting with my finance broker from NAB, and he indicated pretty much the opposite, which is quite interesting.
Yeah,
so,
that is. Yeah,
he was really excited because as of today, NAB dropped their interest rate. So nice little saving for all the NAB clients out there.
Nice.
So they're passing on the Reserve Bank drop.
Come on,
officially
ANZ,
today.
get your act together.
And then in addition to that, he said that from a lending position, he's found it a little bit easier to be able to get deals through from prior to 12 months ago when the Royal Banking Commission was a lot harder and a lot thicker.
Yeah, well, that's quite the opposite to what this finance broker was talking about last night. He was saying it's actually been quite hard just lately with some of the larger banks, all of the requirements and that sort of thing. So they're still quite harsh on the.
That's it. If you're struggling to get a loan, maybe go see NAB. They seem to be a bit willing to lend money at the moment.
Yeah. No, good shout out to NAB.
And they're not paying us for anything in the podcast. Just came up in conversation.
No one has been paid.
What do we got on the weekend? Anything exciting this weekend, Marty?
No, actually, no. Work-wise, not a lot as we speak. It's not actually having a weekend off.
Kept it free for Duck Mofo. Hit the streets,
yes. Well, we are out. My beautiful wife and I and some friends are out on Saturday night. We're going to be heading out to town, so we might catch something while we're out there.
Yeah, I'm doing 2 full days tonight and tomorrow night. So Friday, Saturday of Duck Mofo things. Abby's family's down from New South Wales, so
good excuse
we're going to go hit the town over the next 2 nights to explore everything weird and wonderful that Duck Mofo has to offer.
Hey, well, here's a fun fact for you, Pat. Jared Bevan from the Mercury contacted me last night, sent me an email. Wants to do an interview with one of our clients, one of our buyers, in regards to so he's come up with a stat that RP Data, CoreLogic have what am I trying to say? They have recognised Chigwell, the suburb of Chigwell, as one of the fastest selling suburbs in Tasmania. He says the fastest selling suburb. So basically. Days on market, and he's affordability. They've done their all of their research, and Chigwell is currently the fastest selling suburb. So there was a really I had a great result going back 12 months. I think it was nearly 12 months ago now.
A while ago, Taree Street was.
Yeah, and he sort of reached out to see if I could get hold of the new owners to get an interview going with them.
See what they find they like about the suburb. That type of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it is a good little suburb now. Obviously, it used to be it was a housing commission area. Now it's more made up of a lot of first home buyers and young investors that have been renovating these older homes and turning them into a really nice little suburb.
Yeah, it is. It's still nice and close to the CBD. So, yeah, that's why. And actually, a bit of a coincidence, but they bought their first house in Rosetta. That's where they live. There you go. Yeah.
So, what people don't know as well is Chiggle's actually got some fairly new homes hidden in there as well. There's a nice little new housing estate that's probably only 3 or 4 years old.
Yeah. The one over the back there up Coach Roadway there.
I was more so thinking the one where you just sold or recently sold. Was it Danielle's house?
Yes.
Where the daycare centre is and everything.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. That's a great little that was perfect for first home buyers. Yeah. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, because that's a great little area as well, because people automatically assume you're going to go all the way up to Brighton or to Sorrel, Margate, those areas to get brand new homes, but there are affordable suburbs in little pockets around the place. So
absolutely, yeah.
I think there's another one that they're just about to finish up in Brent Street up in Glenorchy. That connects down to the next street down. There's about 30 or 40 blocks in there, which I think are going to be affordable housing homes.
Yes. Yeah, I actually just went past the other day and had a look. Yeah, there's some nice looking houses too. It's a good variety of homes in there. It's a great little spot.
So I think the key is to, if you are looking for a brand new home, is to just get out and explore some of the suburbs. Like, don't just automatically assume you've got to go that far out, because if you are first home buyer or you are sort of low income buyer, there are some great opportunities hidden around. That are people like Wilson Homes and that are working on with government and that to get people into homes. So don't be disheartened and think you've got to go that far out, because there are some good little pockets.
Yeah, there are some good little pockets. I was about to say there are some really good little pockets closer into town that they've opened up, and they've got some new house and land packages going there.
Sure. So next week, what have you got coming up next week, Marty? Anything? Or
next week. Geez, I haven't looked that far ahead, Pat. No, next week. Okay. Next week, I'm going to put my belted the microphone. Just to put my skates on, and probably more follow-ups of old appraisals and things. I have, So a few things like that in the pipe that I'll just knuckle down and
get them to where they got to be.
Yeah, as we say, just keep the wheels rolling on those.
I'm been working in property management this week because I'm sitting on my hand on 2 listings because Aaron's on holiday. So it's really sort of that awkward situation where I've got 2 brand new listings ready to go, but we've had to hold on to them for a week while we wait for our photographer to come back.
So when Aaron comes back, we're going to do that whole thing with him again and just snowball him full of jobs to do.
Me, Christy, and I've got 2 shoots, and Christy's got a shoot on Monday, so he's absolute chockers on Monday. Laurie's got one on Tuesday afternoon, so I reckon if you want anything, it's going to be probably Thursday,
later
Friday,
on in the week.
He's going to get pretty snowballed pretty quickly. So I'm sure when he's back in the microphone chair next week, working this desk, he's going to be excited not to be staring in front of a computer and actually sitting and having a chat.
Next Friday, he'll let us all know about it too.
Oh yeah, he loves to complain when we put too much pressure on him, but hey, you're going to catch up and then disappear for 10 days? Going to happen, mate.
That's exactly right. That is exactly right, Aaron. Indeed. Yeah, so there you go, Pat. So you've got some family down. You're heading out on the weekend, so you've got a good weekend to look forward to.
Sure do.
Let's hope the weather stays nice. It's a beautiful day out there today. Let's hope the weather stays nice for the weekend.
I'm happy if it's not raining, but I really want it to be a cold weekend. I think when you're walking the streets of Dark Mofo, you need to be rugged up. You need your gloves and your beanie on.
It's that whole atmosphere, isn't it? It's the winter fest type thing.
If I can walk around in a light jumper or a T-shirt at night time, then global warming screwed us all. And Dark Mofo is not as fun.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's going to be dark. It's going to be cold. It's,
Yeah, because we're on the Saturday, we're doing that walk over to the Botanical Garden. So they've got the art trail through the bushland area.
They had a bit of trouble getting the okay for that, didn't they, going through that particular area? The Soldiers Walk was an issue.
I did hear that in America.
Yeah, they had to readjust the pathways and that sort of thing.
So we're doing that, and then go see the Ooga Booga, and Parker each year likes to put a little message inside it before it gets burned.
That's right. That's at where now? Is that a Mexican thing? No. I'm just trying to think. It's the origins are from a country. And that is maybe even Malaysian or something like that.
I'm not sure, but
from memory. But yeah, it's a ripper, isn't it?
This year he's going to ask for mosquitoes to stop stinging him. That's what he's chosen to put inside.
Yep, perfect. Yes.
He said last summer when I was at the beach and they kept stinging me, Dad, it wasn't fun. I don't want them to do that anymore.
Well, that'll be an interesting follow-up to see how he goes after next summer. Yeah, so the idea is you write down what you
We're supposed to write down your fear, so whatever scares you the most. And then you put that in, and then when it gets lit up at the end of Dark Mofo, your fear disappears.
It goes up in smoke. Yeah, that's good concept.
My wife Abby's put in snake every single year, but she's still scared of it, so it doesn't seem to work great for her. But hey, we'll work with what we've got.
Well, she still hasn't been bitten by one, so it's holding it at bay.
Maybe it is doing its thing. And apparently tonight, I think we're actually going up to City Hall. They've got some shipping containers out the front with little peepholes. And there's little villages built inside the shipping containers.
No.
Yeah, so we're going to go check that out tonight.
Interesting, yeah.
And there's a couple other things that are hidden around the city. I think that we're going to go So I think today we're wandering around Hobart CBD area. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow night we're going to sort of do along the waterfront up to Botanical Gardens, back to the Winter Feast. Yeah, obviously the Winter Feast is free after 8:30, so we don't want to pay for entry, so we'll just line up with the masses once it goes.
That's it. Yeah, well, as I said, we're going out for teas tomorrow night, so we'll no doubt be wandering around that area front as well. Yeah, have a little bit of a look.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's me done for the weekend. Next week, we've already spoken. I've got that covered. So we're probably nearly ready to wrap up, I reckon.
Yeah, all right, Pat. Yeah, for sure.
Look, short one this week, but when you're down one person, there's less to talk about, I guess. So I'm just probably excited that we're actually getting something out this week. So for all you die-hard listeners, I'm glad you hung around. Thanks for listening to us.
Yes.
And we'll be back with the full crew next week and probably a little bit of a more structured, better organised show.
Yeah, that's it, Pat. We'll be back bigger and better next week.
Beautiful. Thanks for joining in, Marty, and thanks for everyone for listening.
Thanks, Pat. Have a good one. See you guys.
414 Real Estate has been operating within the northern suburbs of Hobart since 2006. With their innovative approach to marketing and managing your property, they have all your property needs covered. Find out more by visiting them today at 414.com.au.